How's everybody doing? Hope Farkham's going well so far. Just watching some of Team Covenant, listening to COVID Mask, all that good stuff. It's repping the brand here. All right, well, let's get started. So I'm just going to be, first of all, this is the scenario I made, Silent Hill. It's a campaign. How's it going, everybody? It's a little weird. This is like 1,000% as many viewers as I get for streams, so that'll be different. Anyway, I made a thing. We're just at scenario number 1. Midwich Elementary School. I think I'll just show the scenario off, kind of explain my thinking of everything. It will be available for print and play. I need to finish all the kind of bells and whistles to it. I don't have like encounter symbols, as you can see. So I'm figuring all of that stuff out, but then I'll upload to Arkham Central once everybody is ready. I know, right? That music is so many bangers. Hey, Vase, how's it going? Thank you for the playtesting. Anyway, welcome to the nightmare. If you're afraid of dying and you're holding on, you'll see devils tearing your life away. But if you've made your peace, then the devils are really angels, freeing you from the world. It all depends on how you look at it. And from Chapter 3, poltergeists are among these. Negative emotions like fear, worry, or stress manifest into external energy with physical effects. Nightmares have, in some cases, been shown to trigger them. However, such phenomena do not appear to happen to just anyone. Although it's not clear why, adolescents, especially girls, are prone to such circumstances. So I've got alert and swarming. So far, that's all the mechanics I've thrown in here. Puzzles in Silent Hill. During many acts in Silent Hill, you won't have the traditional goal of gathering and spending clues, like most acts of Arkham Horror. The card game. Like in the video game, hints in the form of written notes will point you the right direction in order to proceed. You find yourself stuck? Look to act cards, agenda cards, locations, and story cards. So this is the interesting way of trying to fit a video game like Silent Hill into Arkham, is that it's going to be a lot of puzzles. And not every act is going to be a puzzle, but should be fun. See how that goes. Anyway, campaign setup. So right now, it's going to be true solo only. I haven't even put like investigator hats on any of the locations, so I hope people just play it true solo. I haven't tested with anybody other than Harry Mason as the investigator. That would probably, it would probably break the game, to be honest. Also, under hard, I want to learn gyromancy. There's going to be a million gyromancy references in this campaign eventually. So prologue here. It was supposed to be, and forgive my terrible writing, it was supposed to be a simple, relaxing vacation in the resort town of Silent Hill, Maine. You and your adopted daughter, Cheryl, approached the town when a girl walking across the street forced you to swerve the car, and you crashed into the guardrail. When you woke up, Cheryl was gone, and the town seemed abandoned except for constant snow and oppressive blanket of fog. After briefly chasing Cheryl through the fog, you happened upon an alley in Old Silent Hill. As you kept going, day suddenly turned to night. You could hear a siren in the distance. You passed an abandoned wheelchair, wheels still turning, a hospital gurney with a body under the sheet. The alley terminated to a dead end with a corpse hung up in barbed wire. Before you try to escape, small childlike monsters block your way and overwhelm you with knives. You wake up startled in Cafe 5 to 2. Sybil Bennett, a police officer from the nearby town of Brahms, greets you and, after a conversation, leaves you with a handgun for defense. After finding a flashlight and some supplies, you try to leave the diner, only to hear the sound of static from a radio. As you inspect it, a flying monstrosity crashes through the diner window. After shooting the monster, you leave with the radio and find your daughter's sketchbook in the same alley you visited before. To school is all it says. And now you find yourself in front of Midwich Elementary School, ready to find his daughter. So originally I was thinking of making Old Silent Hill part of the scenario, but I realized that would take a million years to get through it. This is a pretty long scenario. I had to reduce the size of it a couple of times. If you haven't played Silent Hill, this is what the map for the school looks like. There's there's 3 floors, but technically 4 floors, but 2 of them don't have a whole lot going on with them. So there could have been like 20, 30 different locations, and I thought that would be a bad idea. So after round 1... Oh, no worries, Eddie. I'm intending for this to be true solo. If enough people want to play this with multiple players, wouldn't be too hard for me. Just add the per investigator hat. But it's definitely going to be balanced for true solo. But if people want to share the experience, then I can definitely look into it. Let's go ahead and look at Harry Mason and the deck I made. So Harry Mason is a survivor, because of course he is. He has 6 health, 8 sanity, 4 willpower, 2 intellect, 3 fight, 2 agility. You begin the game with Harry's flashlight flipped to on side. 1 copy of 45 automatic, 1 copy of first aid kit in play. Weapon assets and cards titled first aid kit do not take up any hand slots and are permanent. Fast action, spend 2 resources and discard 2 cards to heal 2 horror. Elder Signs +2. If you succeed, heal 1 horror and 1 damage. Originally put the Elder Sign to give him ammo, but that turned to be a little too overpowered. Cheryl is my daughter. I will save her no matter what. And then, so he has, excuse me, he has Survivor 0 to 5, Neutral 0 to 5, Level 0 and Level 0 Seeker and or Guardian cards. No allies. If you're playing the Silent Hill campaign, no weapons. If you're playing a different campaign, weapon cards 0 to 5, ally cards allowed. And then we have Driven, searching for Cheryl, 2 copies of found supplies, 1 random basic weakness. And then, at the age of 25, Harry and Jody found a baby on the side of the road, whom they took home and named Cheryl. However, 3 years later, at the age of 28, Harry's wife was stricken with a fatal disease and suddenly died. The next 4 years, Harry raised Cheryl alone. At 32 years old, Harry was still in deep grief over his wife's death. Cheryl, who is now 7, convinced Harry to take a peaceful vacation to relax in the resort town of Silent Hill. Harry agreed, but as they prepared for the vacation, they entered the town late at night due to engine problems. While Harry was driving towards the town with Cheryl in the front seat, he saw a teenage girl. I guess a little bit of spoilers on that. Walked into the path of his vehicle. He tried to avoid her, but lost control of the vehicle and fell off the side of the hillside trail. Like crashed into a guardrail. May have taken some of this from the wiki. Anyway, deck building is weird when you don't have allies or weapons to worry about. So this is kind of what I put up. Always use a little haze if you want to make a deck for a investigator, custom investigator. So we'll see how it goes. And let's see what TTS gives us. All right, chronophobia, that's not bad. It would be funny to get Stubborn Detective, just because it's always funny to get Stubborn Detective in any Arkham or Silent Hill situation. I guess the Stubborn Detective would work okay in Silent Hill 3, I suppose. Anyways, let's look at his signature cards. So, the big kind of mechanic is his flashlight. He can investigate easier, fight easier, but he can't really evade while he's got that on. You can flip it to the off side if you want to. If you want, it does not provoke attacks of opportunity. How's it going, Lost in Time and Space? Harry's flashlight in the offside. You get +2 agility during evasion attempts. If you succeed by 2 or more, you may immediately take another action, limit once per turn. And of course, you can flip it back off. Then his signature cards. So Driven, I guess, is sort of a play on Mark Harrigan's his skill card. 4 wilds. If it's successful for each point you are successful by, you can heal 1 horror. It's innate and practiced. There's probably some broken stuff you can do with those 2 traits, but for now I'm gonna leave it in. Then found supplies. 3 cost event. Wild icon, will icon, intellect icon. Play only at a location without a clue or horror token. You can only play 1 per turn. Choose an asset you control with fewer supply tokens that uses its X value. Play supplies in the asset until it has ammo, should say supplies, to its uses X value +1. Place a horror token on your location. So basically a ripped off Swift Reload for this. I was thinking of how to balance this so later on in the second act you can kind of break the game with this the previous way I had worded it, so decided to do it this way. It is right now, it's not on TTS. I still need to finish off kind of the bells and whistles, like the setup, the encounter icons, stuff like that. So I just loaded all these cards 1 by 1 onto a save. I hope to get it done by the end of August. Have that up for everybody, but we'll see. And then searching for Cheryl, his weakness, put it into your threat area. It's basically searching for Izzy. It stays with your threat area, so you can go to a low shroud location to get rid of it. However, in Silent Hill, there's going to be a lot of location replacements, so I didn't want to just attach it to a location because it would get removed pretty easily. But let's go ahead and get started. This is the normal Chaos bag. Pretty standard stuff. Skull is -1, -3. -3 in an otherworld location. Cultist is -2 for each point you fail by, lose resource. The tablets are -3. If you fail, take a horror, but you can add a squid token, tentacle, elder thing token to the chaos bag to treat it at a 0. And then the elder thing token's -4. Yeah, I need 666 subs. If you fail, search the encounter deck and discard pile for a copy of Grey Children and spawn it at your location. So there's kind of a bargain there. Do you want to ignore the tablets or not? All right, opening hand. So we want to keep these 2. Vicious Blow is pretty good at the beginning. Yeah, probably just do that. No weapons, no allies means the mulligan is incredibly weird as well. But we'll just do that. I'm not going to take Chronophobia. Alright, and found supplies. And then agenda. 1A, is this a nightmare? You made your way past frightening dogs and flying monstrosity to get here. What if the school is no different? Can you really brave more horrors? You must find your daughter. Act 1A, enter the clock tower. 10 o'clock. Alchemy laboratory. Gold in an old man's palm. The future hidden in his fist. Exchange for sage's water. 12 o'clock. A place with songs and sound. The silver guidepost is untapped in lost tongues. Awakening at the ordained order. 5 o'clock. Darkness that brings the choking heat. Flames render the silence, awakening the hungry beast. Open time's door to beckon prey. And then find a way into time's door is our objective. Clock tower, you may enter but cannot reveal. You get +2 agility when evading enemies at the clock tower. Should say clock tower, not courtyard clock tower. Oh well. The hands are stopped at 10 o'clock. There's a constant sound of a creature snarling here. What is going on? Then we start at the lobby, of course. Enemies may not spawn here. Action resign. No way am I going through with this. A picture of a door. I don't know who drew it, but it was certainly in bad taste. Should we resign? All right. So I'll do the normal things here. We'll play Cherish Keepsake. Then I'm going to play Trenchcoat for action 2. So we have here the music room, locker room, hallway, of course, the clock tower, courtyard area, the chem lab, alchemy laboratory, classrooms, and the boiler room. So where should we go? Actually, I kind of know where we should go, but yeah, we'll go to the classrooms. We're to visit a classroom alone and in the dark, although that might be the least weird thing going on right now. And I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this because it's a little bit of a beginner's trap, but 3 shroud, 1 clue. Forced, when you reveal classroom, search the encounter deck and discard pile for a copy of Grey Children and spawn it at your location. Shuffle the encounter deck. Those kids. All right, so Grey Children, 3, 3, and 3. Spawn nearest location without Grey Children. They are alert. When they would be defeated, exhaust them instead. When they are exhausted in this way, action, kick them while they are down. Defeat the Grey Children. And they hit like a truck. But it's kind of the realities of the video game to board game here. So, obviously they smash us a bit here, but it's okay. We've got Soak Out. Let's go ahead and head to Upkeep phase. Vicious Blow is really nice. And then 1 Doom out of 8. Yeah. Grey Children mumbling after you. And everybody's favorite card, Dissonant Voices. Now, I originally had Frozen in Fear and Ancient Evils in the deck, but in the encounter deck, but I didn't think they really contributed much. But we'll see. Anyway, flashlight's on, so I guess we're in fighting mode. Let's go ahead and, I don't know if it matters, but let's spam the R key for the Chaos Bag. Let's shuffle that up. So let's go ahead and fight, and I will commit a Vicious Blow. So we're 3, 4, 5, 6 against 3. Chaos bag is nice. I know. I was thinking of putting in the steel pipe. I didn't know how to balance it. If it would just be +1 to fight, and then I could take Harry Mason's fight down by 1, I suppose. Then I would just, I suppose if I put locked door in the game, that would make it worse. That would make it harder if you had the steel pipe. But anyways, we deal 3 damage to them, so they're exhausted, and we can spend an action to kick them while they're down. And then I'm going to mosey on to the chem lab. Alchemy laboratory. So, chem lab. Midwich Elementary School indoors. Cards played in chem lab that have the word clues cost 3 less resources to play. Fast action if there are no clues on chem lab. Search the set-aside cards for the gold medallion and add it to your play area. There's a statue of an old man's hand on a table. It's clenched around a medallion, the fist shut tight as if it never let go. All right, so that's our turn. Get rid of dissonant voices. We shall draw a lucky. I got to tell you of this story. The last time I tested, or one of the few times I tested, I drew 3 Glimmer of Hopes and a Vicious Blow, and committed all 3 Glimmers and 1 Vicious Blow to an attack, and got the auto fail. That was a very short game. Anywho's, what's out of Doom? Oh yeah, this guy's fun. Larval Stalker. It's Whippoorwill, basically. 1 fight, 4 evade, no health. Cannot be defeated. Aloof Hunter. Each investigator at Larval Stalker location gets -1 to all skills. Card effects that deal horror deal 1 additional horror. Action, if Harry's flashlight slipped to onside, parlay, test intellect 2. If successful, discard Larval Stalker. And just says squeak. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So we're intellect of 2, +2 with the flashlight for 4, but -1 for the Larval Stalker. So we are up 1. And yeah, we'll keep it that way. Just up 1. All right. Chaos Bag has been lucky so far. Maybe when we get to the other world, it won't be. And then for Chem Lab, I don't have a great hand for it. Commit Glimmer of Hope, I suppose. That'll put me even, and then I can lucky a clue. Yeah, 2, 4, 5. See if we get in lucky range, I suppose. Yeah, skulls -1. So lucky it away. And then we could commit found supplies and just not worry about ammo, which would be scary. But we can just turn the flashlight off, I suppose. That would get us to +1. We'd start drawing cards and try to get some help. We'll try +1, I guess. It's not so good. Cultist, we failed by 1, so we lose a resource. Ah, well. Upkeep. Good old Chronophobia. Yeah, I don't need to take more direct horror in this scenario, so we'll get rid of that pretty quickly. 3 doom. Call from Cheryl. All right. Pretty lucky this doesn't hit us all that hard. Test willpower plus agility 10. If you fail, lose resources until you have 2 left. There's a little bit of resource hate theme going on just because with no weapons or allies to play, Harry gets 1,000,000 resources, it seems. Oh, that's no good. We'll just have to take a horror. Go down to 2 resources. That's fine. All right, and then we need to just get rid of Chronophobia with 2 actions. And let's draw a card, see if I can draw an answer. It's not an answer. Upkeep. All right, Moonstone. That's good. What of 8 Doom. And another Gray Children. All right. So we could fight him again. And just vicious blow our way out of it. That's probably what we'll do since the flashlight's on. So again, we're 3, 4, 5, 6 against 3. Yeah, that could be good. Have it surge over. Oh, -4. That's great. All right, so we could shoot it again and just punch it again, I suppose. So we're still +2. All right. And then last action, we'll try to punch it. We'll be +1. All right, so can't hurt us, but we can't kill it because we're out of actions. That's okay. Enemy phase, upkeep. I forgot to discard down to 2, didn't I? So I have 3? No, that was last turn. Okay, never mind. 5 out of 8. Doom. All right, so Crash. This one's Crash Behind You. If you already have a copy of Crash Behind You, ignore the Revelation effect. Crash Behind You gains Surge. Revelation, put Crash Behind You into your threat area. Beginning of the Investigator phase, pull 2 Chaos tokens. If you pull an auto fail, take 2 horror, lose 2 resources, and discard a Crash Behind You. So we got to check for that every turn. All right. Nothing going with that, so that's good. We're just going to try to punch the Gray Children. +1. All right. So it would be exhausted again. We'll spend the action to kick him. And then let's draw a card, I think. All right. Another Glimmer of Hope isn't too bad. And that's something I was looking for, acquiring mine. Yeah, that's... I remember as a kid playing Silent Hill, and this happened to me. Just leaving a room, and then you hear, I think it's glass breaking or something. And I swear I was making that up because I couldn't find a reference to it online at all. But it happened, so I'm not crazy. 6 Doom. More Gray Children. Might just want to evade these guys. Although I don't have enough time to, first of all, crash behind you. There we are. We're good. So if we evade, we'd have to turn the flashlight off, evade, and then try the clover. Clover at 2 wouldn't be fantastic. 2, 5, be up by 1. Should be probably be a bad use of that. We try to kill him again. Kill another one. Be out of 45, but that's okay. Yeah, so up 2. Okay. Then we're up 1. Ooh. All right. We're up 1. You make it up 2. Commit Glimmer of Hope. All right. So at least it won't hit us this turn, which is nice. All right, let's draw a card, take a resource. Okay, that's good. Yeah, and if you don't kick a gray child, they will come back. Oh, is my sound not working? Let me see. Yeah, my OBS thinks I have sound, so I don't know. I think we were on, yeah, drawing bad cards. Oh, great. So now we have a larval stalker here. That's great. Let's first I'm going to use my ability. Spend 2 resources, discard 2 cards. I think. Mainly because we get to discard Moonstone. So Moonstone's really strong in Mason. And discard the other keepsake here. And spend it. All right, and then we just need to kill the gray children, I think. I forgot to use Crush behind you. There we go. More squeaky time. I'm gonna try to kill this guy. I healed 2 horror, so let's be 3 fight symbols. So 3, 6, 7, -1 is 6, up 3. All right, this is -3, so I tie. And then I'll use the action to kick him. And then we shall try to parlay Larval Stalker. Or we could just get the clue already. And nah, you shouldn't leave Whippoorwills up. Sweet. So I just get to heal damage here. All right. I swear we will get past the chem lab sooner than later. But we have the agenda rolls over. So in the video game, you don't really have a time limit. So there's not really a time limit in this game. In this scenario, they look like monsters to you. Sorry, I had to. It's the most trolliest line in the game series. It's not from Silent Hill 1, but take a direct horror, lose 2 resources, discard 1 card for every Elder Thing token in the Chaos bag. Shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. revert back to Agenda 1A. So we don't have it. We didn't put any in there, fortunately. But that's kind of the penalty you get. Then we take a director. Bad card is Dissonant Voices. Okay. That's okay. Crash Behind You goes off. All right, we're good. Yeah, Harry Mason was hard to come up with. Initially, the first thing I had an idea on was the flashlight, to be honest. And then Survivor kind of made thematic sense, I think. 2 agility, because if you played the game, you can run into doors. If you run and you don't stop, it shows him, thudding off of a door, which is pretty funny to me. And you trip off of stairs and stuff. And then as a video game, most video games anyway, you have this infinite pile of resources you can have, or infinite backpack, infinite hands. So that was kind of my option. I wanted to make somebody who could run all weapons, like an Ash from Evil Dead or something like that, as a gimmick. So this isn't quite that, but it is if you try to take Harry Mason outside of the scenario. But anyway, let's figure this out. The chem lab here. We're a 4, 7. Yeah, 2, 4, 7 against 5. Let's be up 3. Commit a glimmer of hope. All right. It's also, to be fair, it's easier to design an investigator for one campaign or one scenario, because I don't have to think of, well, he's broken if you put him in campaign A, B, or C. Anyway, we took the last clue, which means we get to search the set aside cards for gold medallion. Yeah, it's a little Patrice in him, in that he kind of plays around with discarding cards. So a lot of cards that are good for Patrice are going to be good for Harry too. So the gold medallion item action, attach gold medallion to the clock tower location, may activate this ability while you're at the clock tower. And then it'll now read, once we attach it, maybe that wording isn't good on that, the hands are stopped at 12. And then I'm just going to keep moving. Let's go to the hallway, where we run into Squeak again. When you reveal, you need to draw the Marvel Stalker. The other set of double doors is locked. Wait, what's that squeaking noise? Why is my radio going off? I couldn't figure out a radio for him. That's the wrong pile there. I might put a radio in as a signature card for when you try to take Harry outside of this scenario. Some kind of alert system for drawing enemies, I'm not sure. Anyway, we need to try to get rid of this guy. We're +1. Ooh, no go. Alright, so he doesn't do anything. He's aloof, but I just drag him in my threat area anyway. Let's draw dodge. And keep on going. Rotting Remains. Test willpower 3 for each point you fail by. Take a horror. Just makes perfect thematic sense. We're 4, 5 against 3. And we passed that. So we have been getting super lucky with chaos tokens. Speaking of, let's test for crash. Again, lucky so far. I could ignore this guy. I'm thinking of ignoring this guy. So let's move to the clock tower. And then I'm going to attach the gold medallion to it. And so now the clock tower reads 12 o'clock. So at 12 o'clock, a place with songs and sound. Silver guidepost is untapped and lost tongues. Awakening at the ordained order. So we can keep moving. I think I'll keep moving. The lobby is nice enough to say enemies may not spawn in the lobby. So it's kind of a... yeah. Evade automatic, or to get an evade chance would be good. It'd be awesome if you have the flashlight off for it. Otherwise, you're evading at a 0. But that's definitely something. And upkeep. Draw magnifying glass. Squeakers is going to move towards us. Two doom out of 8. So I hit the wrong key. And yeah, enemies may not spawn in the lobby. So, of course, I make a mechanic that I'm not sure if I understand the rules for. So either we need to spawn this guy near us, or he just goes away because there's no legal spawn point. I think we have to keep him here. Mr. Squeakers. So I think I need to put him here. I'm not sure. Could be wrong with that. We'll fix it in chat. All right, I have to test crash behind you. All right, easy enough. And I'm going to put this out. Red glass. Let's go to a place with songs and sound. So we need 2 clues. I wanted to put some locations that have you spend clues and some locations where you don't, because I just wanted I've got a plan to be a thing. But this one, you're going to have to spend clues. Fast action if there are no clues in the music room, and the clock tower reads the hands are stopped at 12. You can spend 2 clues to search the set-aside cards for silver medallion and add it to your play area. So we're going to go ahead and investigate that. So I think we're up 2 now. Yeah, 2, 4, 6. Could spend a resource just to grab my Glimmer of Hopes. That wouldn't be terrible, but that's also using tempo, I suppose. So 4, 5, 6, or 2, 4, 5 against 3. All right, get that. And then lastly, oh, there's the first autofill. That's fine. Stalker moves over there. We'll draw a trench coat. Put some more Doom in play. Oh dear. Getting some more whippoorwills are piling up. Crash behind you. Ow. So we take 2 horror, lose 2 resources, and discard crash behind you. Oh, and because they have larval Stalker out, if I can talk. I take another horror. So that's nice. So I have some extra time. I can try to kill the stalker here. +1, I suppose. Keep thinking I should get Glimmer of Hopes out of there. But we will just be... I can just go grab the clue and run, I suppose, but I'm... Now let's kill the stalker. +1. Nope. +1. Don't want to take 2 horror, so I'm going to have to treat this as a 0 and add an Elder thing. So again, that Elder thing is a -4, and if you fail, you get to spawn Grey Children on you. And then we will go for the clue. Lovely. So 2, 3, 4, 5. That is also a fail. 7 wild icon. Nope. So, ouch. All right, encounter card. Dissonant Voices. Not a big deal. Might just investigate with take the initiative. I'd be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Be up 4. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 with the larval stalker. Yeah, need to get moving here. Did I win that? 1 intellect, 2 intellect, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 -4 is 3. Okay. Chaos Bag wanted to scare us. So we get a clue, but we're going to spend both clues to grab the silver medallion. So now we attach that to the clock tower, and it'll read the hands are stopped at 5 o'clock. And then we're just going to get moving here. Up to the clock tower, the Mr. Squeaks will hunt after us. Dissonant Voices will go away. Upkeep, dodges are nice. 5 doom out of 8. Oh, goody. And we got Crash behind you. So let's test that. Fantastic. These 2 resources. So we're definitely going to have to use our ability here. Fortunately, we have 2 cards we don't really care about. So discard Trenchcoat, discard Moonstone, and spend 2 resources to heal 2 horror. Might have to use First Aid eventually. Let's spend first action, attach the silver medallion. I'm going to need to evade that Grey Children eventually. We can just move and try to take care of the stalker. So we're +1 to do that, or we can Yeah, we don't have any resources to grab Glimmer of Hopes, so we'll just move and then try to get rid of the Stalker here. All right. And shine his flashlight on him. So that's our turn. Lucky is nice. And 6 amount of 8. And call from Cheryl, which next time we'll have Surge on that for sure. Yeah, otherwise it doesn't do much. Oh well. All right, so we have more Gray Children here. I think I'm going to flip the flashlight off, then move in here. And since we have our flashlight off, we can try to evade this guy. We are a 2, a 3, 4, 5, 6 against 3. All right, and we win by 2, which means we get to take another action. That might be a little too broken, I'm not sure. But we get to go to the boiler room now. The notes mentioned darkness brings the choking heat. Do they mean the heat of a boiler? And this guy has 2 clues. Oh, the flashlight? Or, yeah, it's kind of the basis of, well, the first card I thought about. So boiler room, 4 shroud, 2 clues. If there are no more clues on boiler room, and the clock tower reads 5 o'clock, you may now reveal the clock tower when you enter it. There's a switch. Do you want to press the switch? So right now it's at 5. So we need to get some clues. So we turned the flashlight off, we moved, we evaded, we got lucky, and got to move to the boiler room. So you're good to go. Let's go ahead and draw Driven. Actually, that's really good for us right now. And a resource. 7 doom out of 8. Rotting Remains. And that's a -1, so we pass that. All right, so we need to get 2 clues here. I could heal up with first aid. I think I'm okay though. The first thing I'm going to do is play Glimmer of Hope here. I get 2 of them. The card seems really good. I don't know. Maybe it's just the tempo lost by having to play it. I don't know. Let's investigate. So we're a... Oh, I need to turn that back on or else I'm terrible at investigation. So I'm a 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 5. Yeah, 2, 3, 5. Means 4. Could commit Driven. We could try to hold on to it. So we'll just commit to these 2. So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 against 4. Let me get that. That's our turn. Acquiring Mind, very good. Agenda rolls over. So we take a direct horror, we lose 2 resources and discard 1 card for every Elder thing in the chaos bag, which is 1 right now. And then we revert back to agenda 1. So I have to discard a card. Guess we'll lose a dodge. And we lose our resources. And then again, the card that I need to fix. Oh well. Oh, I get to take a horror now. I'm definitely not putting a bad card in that. All right, so we're at 5 horror. So I think Driven might be a good idea. So I will commit Inquiring Mind and Driven. 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's -1, so I win by a bajillion to heal my horror. And now we can reveal the clock tower when we enter it. So ideally I would evade this guy. So I'm gonna have to do that next turn. Because I think I'll switch the flashlight off. And then just gonna grab a resource. So that'll be my turn. Draw found supplies. Isn't a terrible idea to reload the automatic. I'll have to think about it. And squeak. So we can move, evade, move, I think is the plan. So we'll move up here. Take the gray children. We'll try to evade. We are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 against 3. That's a -4. Fortunately, we have lucky. That would have been very, very bad. So we moved, evade. We're going to move one more time. And then enemy phase, Stalker will hunt, and Grey Children will just unexhaust during the upkeep phase. And working a hunch. Could have used that 10 turns ago. But we are nearing a new act. So let's see what we get here. Grey Children. All right, not too bad because we have the flashlight. And we'll be up 3. All right. And then actually we win by 2, so I can use flashlight's effect for free action. And then we get to the clock tower. So we turn the boiler room on, so we get to flip it over. And then we advance to 1B. Door to the clock tower opened up. Is this where I need to go? The other world. Inside the clock tower, there's a ladder heading down. The sounds of monsters are louder, along with a faint sound of a siren. You walk through a room with a door marked "Keep Out." Why is the floor made out of metal fencing? You climb a second ladder and exit the clock tower. Where am I? Have I been here before? You find a large, strange symbol on the courtyard. I don't remember this being here before. Replace all locations with their otherworld versions. Some locations will have different names, in which case match location icons. Adding locations with victory points to the victory display. Investigator starts Act 2A in the courtyard. Shuffle the Midwich Otherworld encounter set. All enemies in play in the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. Remove all clues from Investigator. Remove all Elder Thing tokens from Chaos Bag. Remove Agenda 1A from the game and replace it with the set aside Agenda 2A. So that goes away. I have an encounter set up here. I'll just throw it in there without looking at it, I suppose. And then these go back in the deck. We can get rid of these medallions. And then, let's see, lose all clues. We get a reprieve from the Elder Thing for now. And then I don't have any fancy bags to reveal all the locations, so I kind of have to do it do the janky way. So I'm just gonna move that all the way over there and forget it ever happened. No. And then I have the other world here. Then I'll just fix all of this mess. So the map is the same shape, only we can't go from the courtyard straight to the roof. I thought about making this act a puzzly one too, but I decided not to. And then Act 2A, Midwich Elementary School Nightmare. Once more, the already dwindling light is reduced to nothing more than what Harry's flashlight can produce. It's a lovely typo. And the surfaces have all undergone a frightening shift back to the metal grating and uneven platforms. When investigators are at the boiler room and there are no clues remaining on it, advance. Then Agenda 2A. This has to be a nightmare. A jumbled mess of screams, piano, and snarls assault your ears. Your radio goes off at all times. Why are there so many corpses? Why is everything covered in blood and dust and rust? Who would do this? How long will I last in this place before I go insane? And this has 6 threshold instead of 8 now. So a little bit more urgent. Then we have the courtyard. Otherworld. If you end your turn in the courtyard, take a direct horror. A vicious duet of piano and monster growls assault your ears. So we have... I think I have an action left because I got a free action off the flashlight. So I think I have one action left. I totally forgot. I think I have one more action, so we'll move to reception here. Maybe there's clues on how to proceed here. Well, there aren't, but again, enemies cannot spawn in reception. And just looking at the map, because I forgot to, we have the bathroom Otherworld, the locker room Otherworld, the roof, the library, classrooms. Classrooms is locked. We need 4 clues to enter it. And the boiler room is, well, right there. So let's go ahead and draw a card. Hawkeye is nice. Would have been nicer turn 1, but that's okay. All right. 3 doom out of 6. See if we get anything new here. No, just crash behind you. Which is no fun. All right, we'll test that. No dice on that, which is nice. Let's play Hawkeye. It's kind of late for Hawkeye, but it's fine. I should probably pick up my Glimmer of Hopes too. Yeah, we have all 3 in there, so wouldn't be a terrible idea. You can actually use it as fodder for Harry's ability, so Glimmer Hope is even more ridiculous in this deck. And then we're going to move. I think flashlight off is okay. We have to, we can... Yeah, it's probably okay. All right. Bathroom Otherworld. Thanks to jammed doors, this is the only way to proceed in this area of the school. Then we have 1 clue, 1 shroud. Midwich Elementary School, Otherworld, 1st floor. Forced, when you enter the bathroom, take 1 direct horror. Search the set-aside cards for a copy of Shotgun and put it into your play area. Written in blood, Leonard Ryan, the monster lurks. It's a horror, and then we get Shot Fun. And that's our turn. Another working hunch. Fordium. Gray Children. They're everywhere. Let's look at Crash Behind You. All right, nothing going there. We need to grab the clue. I'd rather evade the Gray Children, considering the flashlight's off. So we'll start with that. I could shotgun him, but I think that's a little overkill. So, let's see, that's -2. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So we tie on that. Could try to grab the clue. Even stumbling around in the dark. We'd be up 1, we'd be up 2. So that's not bad. We'd be up 3. 3 might be a good idea. Up 3 would have been a good idea. Let's be up 3 again. All right. So grab the clue. We get a picture with the Hawkeye folding camera, so we have +1 willpower at the moment. We weren't able to do it fast enough to leave, so the Gray Children will come back on us with the upkeep phase, but that's okay. And then counter card is, oh, it's a new one. Horrific Symphony. Test willpower 6. If you fail, take 1 horror for every 2 points you fail by. Round it up. If you fail by 4 or more, this card gains Surge. So -2. We lose by 2 here. We have 4, 5, 6. -2 is 4. So we... yep, fail. Take a horror from that. This was originally in the the Fog World school, but I decided to make it an encounter for the second act, the other world. Let's go ahead and test Crash Behind You. All right, lucky enough. We'll try to evade Gray Children. Sweet. So we get to heal 1 horror and 1 damage. We're going to get a free action here off of the flashlight. And then we'll just keep moving. Let's go to the locker room. So, before I do this, how many people here have played Silent Hill 1? Force, when you reveal the locker room, search the set-aside cards for Nothing's Inside Treachery and draw it. Nothing's inside, thank goodness. Flip this card and take one direct horror. Remove it from the game afterwards. So I don't have a sound effect for this, which would make it a lot better, but if you play the game, you open up a locker and you see that, and then you try to leave, and then you the only jump scare of the level. So yeah. Let's test crash, even though we just got a crash. All right, so that's good. We just need to keep going. Let's go to the roof. Maybe the roof has some answers. And then we need 2 clues. So for people who have played Silent Hill, that little symbol is important, and it's important in New Game Plus. So if you know what that is, I don't know if you want to spoil it or not, but it is something you can do at the roof in a New Game Plus mode, which we'll definitely put in this campaign. But we need to get some clues for now. Let's flip this over. So we moved, we flipped this over. Let's go ahead and investigate. It's a 4, we're a 5. So kind of prime, look what I found territory. I think that's a tie, right? Yeah, 2, 4, 5, -1's 4. So we get a clue. So can't complain about that too much. And upkeep. I'm gonna deck myself. That's okay. And this flips over. So stumbling around in the dark. Test agility 4. For each point you fail by, take a horror. For each Elder Thing token in the Chaos bag, discard a card at random from your hand. Shuffle all cards from the discard pile into the encounter deck. Revert back to Agenda 2A. So I might do damage and a horror with that. The scenario is ultra heavy on dealing horror to you, so maybe a damage and a horror for that, or even just the damage. But we have agility 3. We could take the initiative, I suppose. Just let it hit us. But we want to be ahead on horror as much as possible. I realized I have a Hawkeye to put in evidence on. Let's just take it. It would be 4 to 4, I guess. So we'll take 3 horror. Yeah, that's going to be bad. And count a card. Oh, it's a new one. Creeper Swarm. So this is rats, but it has hunter and swarming, basically. Then we'll test crash behind you. right, that didn't go off. That would be a very bad thing if that went off. Creeper Swarm has 3 hit points. I did this in my test too, so it's kind of funny. We have found supplies, so I'm not too worried about it. Let's shotgun some rats, right? Yeah, if we were realistic to the game, well, Creeper Swarms in Silent Hill 1 weren't too bad, but as far as the number that spawn at the same time. So I'm going to shotgun this in true overboard fashion. All right, so that's -3. So that's a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we win by 3. And then, yeah, that goes away. So that's action 1. We still need the clue. So we're up by 1 or 2 here. Let's see. 2, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, we get that. And we get +1 sanity, which is really nice. Definitely want to reload the shotgun eventually, but we don't need to yet. We can just go to the library here. Maybe the school library can give us valuable information, or it's just full of books for kids. Now it's got a clue. There's a book. Hearing this, the hunter, armed with bow and arrow, said, "I will kill the lizard." But upon meeting his opponent, he held back, taunting. He was afraid of a reptile. At this, the furious lizard hissed, "I'll swallow you up in a single bite." Then the huge creature attacked, jaws opened wide. This is what the man wanted. Calmly drawing his bow, he shot into the lizard's gaping mouth. Effortlessly, the arrow flew, piercing the defenseless maw, and the lizard fell down dead. We can go ahead and, go for a clue here. Sweet. So we'll be able to go to the classrooms next turn. Upkeep, another Hawkeye. They'll be probably want to use my ability pretty soon. And we'll put a Doom. Dissonant Voices. All right, crash behind you. Nothing. So I can't play anything. Go ahead and go in the classroom here. Spend all our clues. Then, when there are no more clues on classrooms, Otherworld, randomly select one of your permanent items that uses supplies and add 2 supplies to it. So that's something you can do if you want. Flashlight's still on. Can't play anything. Right. Should heal my horror up. Can discard Hawkeye. Probably discard a hunch. Spend 2. And do that. And then I am going to go after the clue here. So we moved. I think that's all we've done so far. Yeah, we got the clue there, I think. Moved. So, yep, that's a clue. Don't necessarily need it, but it's there for cards like this, basically. Pretty sure that's turn. Draw. Unexpected courage is nice. And I doom as I forget my camera presets. Horrific Symphony, test willpower 6. If you fail, take a horror for every 2 points you fail by. It's probably a take the initiative play. Yeah. So we're at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, so we tie that. All right, I'm going to play Found Supplies here. So we got to put a horror token on the location. It just means we can't spam it in the same location. Choose an asset we control with fewer supply tokens than its uses value. Place supplies on that asset until it has ammo equal to its uses. X plus 1. So we get our shoddy up to 3 there. And then I'm going to yeah, let's go ahead and use that ability. I'll need to remember to make that limit once per game, because obviously that would be broken. So, whoops for that. All right, so select one of your permanent items that uses supplies. That all grouped up, flipped up. And shotgun. Well, that was lucky. So now we have five shotgun bullets, which is a little ridiculous. And then I'm going to move down here to the boiler room. There's a fence and a bar where a door should be. And we got 3 clues. Enemies cannot spawn in the boiler room, Otherworld. When there are no more clues on boiler room, Otherworld, immediately advance to Act 2B. 2 turnstiles are blocking my path. They seem to be controlled by valves. Maybe if I turn them the correct number of times, I can keep going. And victory 1 in that case. 4 cards left. 3 doom out of 6. We drew an enemy, so I think that just... yeah, that just blanks, I think. And we have to test crash behind you. Ow. And I think I'm going to use first aid here. Hey, so how did COVID go? COVID mask. Mr. Northern Lights over Arkham. So I'm just triple actioning to do this. Nice, we got a clear. Awesome. All right, upkeep phase, we'll draw Unexpected Courage. 4 doom out of 6. Dissonant Voices. That doesn't matter too much. So Well, it'll matter. I can't play, like, look what I found, tricks. So that's annoying. Let's go ahead and investigate. So we're 2, 3, 4, 5. Against 4. Yeah, we could do that. I mean, there's plenty of -2s. It's the annoying part. So maybe we'll be up 3. Well, that's a miss. I think I'll do the rest of it at +1. Right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so we're +2. Does that mean I won that one? 6, 8, -4. Okay, I did win that one. Sorry, a little nervous, so hopefully I don't make a million rules mistakes. We'll do it again. Sweet. So we get to heal. And we'll do it again. So 2, 4, 5, 6. All right, we immediately advance to Act 2B. So what do we think Act 2B could be? We cleared the boiler room. Well, it's our old pal Splithead. So Splithead spawns in the boiler room, Otherworld. Investigators cannot leave Splithead's location. Do not draw encounter cards during the Mythos phase. Reaction: after Splithead attacks you during the enemy phase, fight. If this attack is successful, cancel Splithead's attack. When Splithead is defeated, it's supposed to be R2. R1 is something different now. There's the boss from our from the first level here. So Dissonant Voices sucks because we can't just dodge the thing. Let's go ahead and try to do the counter attack. It changed this enemy up a little bit. It was truer to the video game, but it was a little bit more complicated than it needed to be. So if I go Steadfast, I would get 3 symbols from that. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 against 4. And then we'll do damage and mainly not take 5 hits here. So that's -3 in Otherworld. So we're 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we tie on that. So that's good. So we cancel that attack. And we just do damage because we punched it. Suppose it's not exactly shotgunning it when it opens its mouth, but oh well. All right. Upkeep phase. Aw. Searching for Cheryl. Well, that's not getting done, so that's a mental trauma. And 5 out of 6. Enemies can't spawn in here, so we... Oh wait, we don't even draw cards. What am I saying? Forgot the gimmick to my own game. It's a good sign. Alright, so we just need to fight this guy. We'll use shotgun, of course. We're 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 against 4. So 9 minus 3 is 6. So we deal... Been so long since I've used shotgun. So we get to do 2 damage. So it's at 3. Do it again. Don't have anything to discard. Attack of opportunity to get Glimmer of Hope would be a bad idea, probably. So let's try that. So that's 7 against 4. I think. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. So that's 6. That's 2 more damage. And we'll try it again. Sweet. So that's a dead split head. And not R1, but R2, which I'll have to change. But that is it. So... Alright, so I had to do this because I'm cheeky. If you try to resign, you get resolution question mark. Which is, you just got started, why are you trying to run away? Your daughter isn't going to save herself. Get back to the scenario. Resolution 1 is supposed to be when you die. Yeah, I suppose you need to say, if no resolution is reached because Investigator is defeated. So, well, I guess I put that there. You startle awake once again, this time in the lobby of school. Everything seems normal again. Was it all a dream? The wounds on you suggest it's not. Then resolution 2, which is what we got. After you strike the killing blow, you again hear the sound of sirens, but this time you pass out. Waking up in the boiler room, you see a teenage girl, the same who walked in front of your car on the way to Silent Hill, causing you to swerve and crash. Before you get your wits about you, she disappears. What was that? Who in the hell was that? Before you realize that you have no clue as to where Cheryl is, you hear the sounds of church bells off to the distance. Somebody else must be in town. You resolve to go to the church next, hoping to find some answers. Right that we slay the lizard, we get victory X, and we proceed to Interlude 1, Dahlia's message. I haven't written Interlude 1 yet, so that's kind of the end. I forgot to put locations in the victory pile, but there's 5 victory points in this scenario. I thought that was okay. None of them are optional, which is kind of a weakness of the scenario. Because I do like, going off to investigate irrelevant locations for victory points. So that might be something I do in the second scenario, which I believe is going to be the hospital. So that should be fun. But yeah, so that's the scenario. Couple of things I need to fix. Oh yeah, let's another cheeky, a mechanic I really like is drawing a good card as an encounter card. So stars are right, that sort of thing. So I put Ampule in here. It surges, but you get it into play in your play area, and you can discard it to heal 3 damage. So that's kind of where that is. I think you saw the rest of the Otherworld encounter cards. Yeah, that was it. So, well, that's the scenario. Let's go ahead and see who's on next. I think there's a panel. There's a Matt Newman panel going on right now. Let's see. If I can get this to work. No? Okay, never mind. Anyways, I think there's a panel going on right now. No, 2 o'clock. We've got Arkham Adversarial Draft. So that should be a lot of fun. But anyway, that's my time. So everybody enjoy the rest of Farkham.